be dead wood, I guess, but the homes are in the way now. So it's, yeah,
I can't imagine that there is a solution that wouldn't burn out these incredible, majestic.
yeah, oh, they're beautiful, beautiful trees out there.
Yeah, but the heat has gotten really bad out there, and the terrible thunder, lightning storms. I mean, you know, that a lot of that is climate change. That's not normal.
Mm-hmm. I remember Rabbi Camrus used to talk to me about, he didn't like the climate here. He didn't like the winter, and the summer was too humid. He was, you know, better in California. I said, well, all you have are mudslides, small.
Right, it is 7:30.
And at 8:17, you'll be davening.
7:30
afternoon.
right.
Well, we only have 9 people at the moment, so
and we do have a full complement, counting the those accessing via live stream and those accessing via Facebook. Welcome to all of you.
Good.
we have 10.
I have a couple more.
Let me see. Last week, was it Sandy or Ruth Ann? Ruth Ann. Okay, Sandy, I guess you're it. Page 558. I'm just curious. Susan, do you know how to daven Minhah Shabbos with a nosach?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if we assigned you, you will not embarrass us.
I don't know. You never know.
Okay, let's give it a try. What do you say, Sandy?
Sure.
Okay, well, there you are. All right.
I have a yard site next Saturday, so.
Okay, next Saturday you will daven. I know Miriam has your site, but you're not up for davening, are you? No, there you go. Okay. Well, with all that having said, Susan, begin, please. 558.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha od yalalu chasela.
Hashem shekahalo, Hashem shadana Elohav.
Ila leDavid, aramim chalo hayamelech, v'bracha shimcha leolam va'ed.
V'chol yom avachei kahalala shimcha leolam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai umhula me'od, v'ligdulato ein cheker.
Nanny, would you be a correspondent, please? Unless you don't want to. Okay. Dor lador.
Dor lador shabach ma'asecha v'rotecha yagidu.
Adar kavod hodecha v'divrei niflotecha asicha.
Bezuzna rotecha yameru gdulatcha saprecha.
Zecher abtuvcha yabiu v'sitchatecha yiranenu.
Barachim Adonai, Yerach Apayim Ugdol Chesed.
Dov Adonai lakol, barachamav al kol ma'asav.
Duch Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevod malchutecha yomeru, gevuratecha yidaberu.
Diel ibnei hadam gevurota, v'chvod hadar malchuto.
Malchutecha malchut kol alamim, umemshaltecha b'chador v'ador.
So mechad Adonai l'chol hanoflim, zokef l'chol hakfufim.
Einecho elecha yisaberu, v'ata noten lahem et achlam bi'ito.
Hoteach et yadecha, maspia l'chol charatzon.
Tzadik Adonai b'chol derachav, v'chasid b'chol ma'asav.
Arov Adonai l'chol karav, l'chol asher yikru v'emet.
Ritzon Yereav Ya'aseh, V'yet Shavotam Yishma V'yoshiyem.
Omer Adonai et kol ohavav, et kol harshayim yashmid.
V'varech kol basar shem kachol le'olam va'ed.
Kilat Adonai dabapi.
V'anachnu nivarech ya, me'ata v'yad olam, hallelujah. Oh, I
You skipped to 9. Kilat Adonai.
Yidaber pi, v'varech kol basar shem kachol le'olam va'ed. V'anachnu nivarech ya, me'ata v'yad olam, hallelujah.
Thank you, Sandy. We continue in the middle of 560. Let's see.
Goel ushvei fesha v'Yaakov num Adonai. Vayivtechu v'chayotei Hashmecha ki lo azavta dorshecha Adonai. Adonai chafetz l'man siko yagdil Torah v'yavir.
Rise, Chatzi Kaddish, 564.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yam divrach yirutei, v'yam lich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chayedecho v'Yisrael, v'agalav yizman kari, v'yimru amen.
Amen. Yesh merabam.
Rabba, mevarach le'olam olamei onaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar, v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, Shemei Kedusha Baruchu, Le'ela min kol berchata, B'shirata tishbalata v'nechamata, Damiran b'yama v'yimru amen.
Return to 566. Susan, would you read for us Kimitzion, the 2 lines?
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
May be seated. We are reading this Shabbat afternoon from Kiteitzeh, the article, the parsha in the book of Dvarim. And Sandy, which portion, which aliyah have you prepared, if any? We can't hear a thing you're saying. Sorry. Now. Nope. Try again. Good.
Whatever you tell me to read.
Okay. Ruth Ann, do you have a preference? We can't hear you. You're muted. Still muted? No. Oh.
Well, Jeffrey unmutes me. I hit it at the same time. I don't care.
Okay. Ruth Ann, you'll do the first one. Sandy, you'll do the second, and I'll be glad to do the third. Chapter 21, verse 10. Wait, let's make the bracha, right?
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzitvanu לעסוק בדברי תורה.
כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך ונתנהו אדוני אלוהיך בידיך ושבית שבייה וראית שבייה וראית בשבייה אשת יפת תואר וחשקת בה ולקחת לך לאישה והבאת אל תוך ביתך וגילך את ראשה ויעשת את ציפורניה והסירה את שמלת שבייה מעליך וישבה בביתך וברכת את אביה ואת אמה ירך ימים ואחר כן תבוא אליך ובאת והייתה לך לאישה והיה אם לא חפצת בה ושילחת לנפשה ומאחור לא תמכרנה בכסף לא תתעמר בה לא תתעמר בה תחת אשר עינתה.
Okay, before Jeffrey reads the translation, just a reflection. It is so imminent in its description. You're in war, you kill people hand to hand with no firearms. You see a beautiful woman and you desire her. You're forbidden to have relations with her until you brought her back to your house. She has to mourn for her mother and her father for a month. And then you can come to her and be intimate with her. And then she is your wife. If you do that, she is your wife. And if you don't want her, then you have to set her free. You may not sell her for money. You may not torment and torture her. We can talk about it for a semester easy. It is stunning and shocking to read what the truth and reality of war and fighting is to us civilized people sitting in our homes reading this. Jeffrey, if you please.
When you take the field against your enemies, and the Lord your God delivers them into your power, and you take some of them captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire her, and would take her to wife, you shall bring her into your house, and she shall trim her hair, pare her nails, and discard her captive's garb. She shall spend a month's time in your house lamenting her father and mother. After that you may come to her and possess her, and she shall be your wife. Then, should you no longer want her, you must release her outright. You must not sell her for money. Since you had your will of her, you must not enslave her.
Okay. We have your site today for Stephen Zabladov. Miriam, will you just share with us a word about Stephen as best as you remember and know? But you have to unmute first. There you go. Excellent.
Stevie was my oldest brother. I'm the youngest of three. He was 6 years older than me, and an overprotective big brother. I was just today looking at pictures of us when we were young. Keep in mind that I was 4 years old when he passed away. He was 10, so there aren't that many pictures. But I'm told he was very possessive of me and wouldn't have harm come to me, and was a big comfort.
And how did he pass?
He was killed while riding his bicycle.
I will just share with the minion that I will never forget when I first heard that story in Philadelphia. And your mother's presence is just so vivid, and it communicated the horror of that moment, as we know. And please tell me your brother's Hebrew name, his mom and his dad.
Shalom Raphael ben Meir Tzvi ve'Esther.
Amalei Rachamim shochen b'mromin, Hamtzei menucha nechona tachat kanfei hashchina, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, זוהר רקיע מזהירים את נשמת הבחור שלום צבי בן
Shalom Raphael ben Meir Tzvi ve'Esther.
שלום רפאל בן צבי ואסתר שהלך לעולמו, בגן עדן תהי מנוחתו. אנא ברחמים הסתירהו בסתר כנפיך לעולמים, וצור בצרור החיים את נשמתו. אדוני הוא נחלתו, ינוע בשלום המשכבו ונאמר.
Amen.
one of the things that I learned from your mother is a defiant strength that was unvanquished, just totally strong and powerful. And I will never forget the way she would read that psalm for the days of awe. Armor piercing. I mean, it reached through the heavens straight to God himself. And what a gift she gave me. And as many times as she chewed me out and just ground me to little bits of this, that, and the other, and then I would come back to her and I say, you know, it's not fair. I didn't deserve quite all this. And she would apologize. And again, the strength of character and the power of a person who overcomes and leads on because she has to, because she had the power. And how many months later or years did your dad pass?
My father passed away 4 months later.
Okay.
From illness.
Yeah, and it's just remarkable, and it defies description and explanation. It's just that every day I draw strength from your mother and from your family. So very, very proud. And of course, your children are incredible and wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. We continue with the second reading, if you please, Miss Sandy.
Ki tiyena leish shtei nashim, achat ahuva v'achat tznua, v'yaldu lo banim, ahuva v'hasnua, v'haya aben habachor lasnia, v'haya v'yom Hanchilo et banav et asher yeh lo yuchal levaker et ben ha'ahuva al pnei ben hasnua habachor ki et habachor ben hasnua yakir Lated lo pishanayim v'cho asher yimatzeh lo ki hu reshit ono lo mishpat habchorah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And yet, you know, two wives, one is beloved, one is hated. And even if the firstborn is of the hated wife, he gets twice as much, which is not the case in our Jewish history of patriarchs. Isaac gets more than Ishmael, who's the firstborn, and Jacob gets more than Esau, who's the firstborn. And then in Jacob's children, Reuben is like run off the cliff. Jeffrey, English, please.
Wait, and Joseph gets a double portion.
And Joseph, because what? He's preferred. So go figure. Okay, Jeffrey.
If a man has two wives, one loved and the other unloved, and both the loved and the unloved have borne him sons, but the firstborn is the son of the unloved one. When the man wills his property to his sons, he may not treat his firstborn, the son of the loved one, in disregard of the son of the unloved one, who is older. Instead, he must accept the firstborn, the son of the unloved one, and allot to him a double portion of all he possesses. Since he is the first fruit of his vigor, the birthright is his due.
There you go. Third aliyah. Kihiyeh le'ish ben sorer moreh enenu shomea b'kol aviv u'b'kol imo ויישאו אותו ולא ישמע עליהם ותפסו בו אביו ואמו והוציאו אותו אל זקני עירו ואל שער מקומו על זקני עירו. בינינו זה סורר ומורה, איננו שומע בקולנו, זולל וסובב. או גמור כל אנשי עירו באבנים ומת, ובעטרה מקרבך, וכל ישראל ישמעו ויראו. יפה.
If a man has a wayward and defiant son, who does not heed his father or mother, and does not obey them even after they discipline him, his father and mother shall take hold of him and bring him to the elders of his town at the public place of his community. They shall say to the elders of his town, "This son of ours is disloyal and defiant. He does not heed us. He is a glutton and a drunkard." Thereupon the men of his town shall stone him to death. Thus you will sweep out evil from your midst. All Israel will hear and be afraid.
You should know that the rabbis point out that this never ever happened. There was never a Ben Sorero Moreh. And so I leave it to your discretion to figure this out. But the rabbis insist this never ever happened. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish. No, Chatzi Kaddish comes later. I'm sorry. Turn to page 570 and Susan, third line from the bottom, Eitz Chaim.
Eitz Chaim hi l'machazikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar derachecha darchei noam v'chol netivatecha Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'noshuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Beautiful. We rise, Chatzi Kaddish, 572.
The regular melody?
No, if you can do the Itgadal v'Itkadash me'Rabba, if you can.
Itgadal v'Itkadash me'Rabba.
Okay.
V'yamati brachirute, v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chayedecha bit Yoel, v'galav yizman kariv, v'yimru amen. Shmei Rabba, mevarach le'olam olamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal. Shemei Kedusha Barechu le'ela min kol berachata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran mi'alma v'yimru amen.
We have enough time to do a full repetition. Susan, you're okay with the repetition?
Yeah, Sandy, would you help me out? Would you do me the honor of helping me out with that one? Why don't you do this?
Of course, we'll be honored indeed. So let's do the Amidah silently, and then we'll all help out Susan because she is such a trooper, outstanding. The Amidah 574 silently. Okay, we'll begin on the inside back cover, and I think we can all help Susan. This will really be a collaborative effort. We begin in the inside back cover, and we go back to 574 through the Kedusha and through the entire Amidah. Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu
Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Hayal HaKadosh HaGibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'kanei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot, U'mei Goel Ibnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Hazer Fokei Mashiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ufokei Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei Metim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato l'shenei afar, milchamocha ba'al gevurot, umida melach, melech meimit umechayem masmiya Yeshua, v'ne'manato l'chayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hametim.
Rise, Kedusha 576. Kadesh et Shemcha ba'olam, Shem Shemagashim Ota B'Shmei Ma'om, Tu'ulan v'yech al kol zel v'yamav.
Kadesh Shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim ota b'shmei marom, Kakatuv v'yad nevi'echa, V'karazel ze v'yamar.
Kadosh, Kadosh, Adonai Tzvaot, L'chol ha'aretz kevodo, l'motam.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Melech ha'aretz kevodo, L'matam baruch yomeru.
Kevod Adonai mimkamo.
Baruch kavod Adonai mimkamo, v'divrei kodecha katuv lemor.
Adonai le'olam, Adonai Tzion, L'dor v'dor, Hallelujah.
Yimloch Adonai li'olam, Elohai Tzion l'dor v'dor, hallelujah. L'dor v'dor nagid gadlecha, netzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish. V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu le'yomosh le'olam va'ed. Ki el melech gadol v'kadosh ata, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Ata
Echad v'shimcha echad, umi ke'amcha Yisrael, umi ke'amcha Yisrael, goy echad ba'aretz, tiferet ketula v'ateret Yeshua. Yom Menucha Ukdusha Le'amcha Natata, Yom Menucha Ukdusha Le'amcha Natata, Avraham Yagel, Yitzchak Yiranin, Yaakov Uvanav Yanuchuvo, Yaakov Uvanav Yanuchuvo. Menuchat hava utva udevar, menuchat emet v'emunah. Menuchat shalom v'shova v'hashket v'vetach. Menuchat shalom asher ata rotzeh ba. Yakiru vanecha v'yadeu ki mi'atochahu hi menuchatam. V'yachukam yakdishu et shemecha Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ritzevim nuchatenu. Kachenu b'mitzvotecha, v'teim chalkenu b'toratecha, sabenu mituvecha, v'sabchenu b'shuatecha, v'taher libenu liavdecha be'emet, v'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu b'yahava uvratzon, Shabbat kadshecha, v'yanuchu v'Yisrael, mekadshe shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. Adonai Eloheinu v'yamcha Yisrael tefilatam v'shevet hadvodah lifir beitecha u'tefilatam b'yava tekaper b'ratzon u'tehilaratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amelcha. Yisachazenu einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion barachamim. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato l'tzion. Im anachnu lach sheto Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu.
הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך.
הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, והמרחם כי לא תמו חסדיך, מעולם קיווינו לך. יעל כולם, יתברך ויתרומם שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם ועד. וכל החיים יודוך סלע, והללו את שמך באמת, האל ישועתנו ועזרתנו צלע. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha l'chonai lehodov. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, v'al kol yoshvei tevel tasim la'olam. Ki atahu melech adon l'chol hashalom, v'yatov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. V'chol etu v'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We continue with Kaddish Shalem on page 596, I believe, correct. Regular Kaddish.
Regular. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamal divrach yiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon v'yamechon, v'chayedecha be'Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach, li'olam u'me'amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalah shmei dekudisha. Elam in kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran b'yama v'yimeru. Amen. Tikabal tzlotahon aba'utahon, Decha Yisrael kadama v'uhandi v'shmaya v'imeru. Amen. Yehi shlom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imeru. Amen. Aseh shalom b'mramah. Huya aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael b'yimeru.
Aleinu, aleinu l'shabbat.
Adon hakol atet gedula liatzer bereshit shelo atzanu kigoye haratzot Shelo samcha kenu kahem v'kor aleinu kechol hamonam ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים למלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. נאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We recall our loved ones who are inscribed in our hearts, in our souls, in our lives, whose yortzeit is today, the 2nd of Elul, Saturday, Shabbat, August 22nd, 2020. Following names are listed at Chizuk Amuno Memorial Listings. Yetta Becker, Doris Beckler, John Bodner, Yetta Brill, Helen Chernak, Harry Cooperstein, Esther Hoffman, Dora Samuels, Babette Westheimer, Manny Winston, and Stephen Zabladov of blessed memory. Miriam, would you lead us in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 600?
Yitkadav Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Name.
Divrach Hirute V'Yamlich Machute V'Chayechon V'Yamechon V'Chayedecho Beit Yisrael V'Agala V'Zman Kari V'Yimir Amen. Yehesh Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Li'Olam Olamei Amaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitramam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yit'aleh V'Yithalal Shmei Tekusha Brechu Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbachata V'Nechamata Da'amiram B'Yama V'Yimru Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Amin Shemaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen.
Before we continue, we must bench Shechianu. Susan, it was outstanding. We're so proud of you and of us. And really, just sweet as can be. Together, please. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו Outstanding, and I hope you get to lead many more Shabbatot to come. We turn to page 200, and Jeffrey, please lead us in the RV. Miriam, you will do the psalm at the end for Days of Awe. We begin page 200. Jeffrey is leading us.
V'hurakun kaper v'lo yashid v'hirbala shivar pov'lo yirko chamato Adonai Hashem el-Chamelch yaneinu v'yom kareinu Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed Baruch Ma'avir Yom Avnei Laila, Ma'avir Ben Yom Laila, Adonai Tzvot Shemo, El Chai B'Kayam Talmidim L'Cholenu Li'olam Va'ed, Baruch Ata Adonai, Hamariv Haravim, Avat Olam. Ki heim chayenu v'arech yamen v'yamen b'hezam yamen v'layla v'avat ha'tashem mimenu li'olamim baruch ata Adonai oheb amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושיתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשופך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, והיה. למען ירבו ימיכם בימי בניכם על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם כימי השמיים על הארץ. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת. והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, הזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטור אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה בני ישראל הכנה שירה, בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם, מי כמוך פועלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכות תורנך פוקעים לפני משה, זה לי ענו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פני את יעקב, וגלום יחזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גואל ישראל.
Amen. Page 206.
כי המלך אנו ברכון אתה, ושמור תיתן ולנו חיים, שלום אתה ביד עולם, ברוך אתה אדוני, שומר עמו ישראל.
Amen. Amen.
כי אין לנו מלך אלא אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני, המלך בכבודו, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד על כל מעשיו. יקדל ויקדש שמי רבה, יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לימי יומיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, Yetadar, Yetalev, Yetalal, Shmei Kudisha, Barichu, Leila, Min Kol Birchata, Vishirata, Tushata, Benechamata, Damiran Biama Bimaru. Amen.
The silent Amidah begins on page 210. Please remember to include the top of 212 or 213, the top paragraph for the end of Shabbat, Motzei Shabbat, on page 212, 213.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chayinu Aleinu, Chayinu. Hatanai, Hanan, Hada'at. Oh, say shalom bimromav, Uya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
Kaddish Shalem.
Yikara v'yikara shemei rabba. Yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael. Bagalav ismakari v'imaru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach. Li'alam li'amei omaya. Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yiparar, V'yitramad, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudesha, V'richu, Leila, Min Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushata, V'nechamata, Damiran Bi'ama, V'imaru, Amen. Yeh, Titkabas, Laton, V'aton, Deko Yisrael, Kodon, V'hom, V'yishmael, V'imaru, Amen. Yesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. O say shalom b'imroma, huya say shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen.
We turn to page 700 for the Havdalah, which is Kiddush, where we consecrate the coming week. Please God, bring us a good, a sweet, a healthy, a fortunate week full of blessings. Savri ma'anav negotai ba'uchat Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam בורא פרי הגפן.
Amen.
אדוני עלינו מלך העולם בורא מיני ושמים.
Amen.
אדוני עלינו מלך העולם בורא מאורי האש.
Amen.
אדוני עלינו מלך העולם המבדיל בין קודש לחול בין אור לחושך בין ישראל לעמים בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. ברוך אתה אדוני המבדיל בין קודש לחול.
Amen.
מבדיל בין קודש לחול. חטאותינו ימחול, זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול, והכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב.
Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov.
שבוע טוב. אליהו
Hanavi. Eliyahu Hatishbi. Eliyahu Hagiladi. Rabbi Amenu. Imosheinu. Ben David. Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hagiladi. Shavua Tov.
מה זאת פרנסה הצלחה עלינו לשבח.
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כדיי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כחמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, אחד.
Before we recall the Yortzeiten, to note that dear Jerry Hoffman lost his wife, Marcia. The funeral was tomorrow at 2:30. And we all are carrying that burden of loss. And so as we recall those who are in our hearts, in our souls, in our lives, in our spirits, for this Yortzeit, the 3rd of Elul, Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, we recall the ones listed in our perpetual memorials. Minhah Altman, Gertrude Guy, Norma Kemper, Maxwell Kirschbaum, Rose Miller, Jesse Mogul, Tobias Swartz. And I'm going to ask Miriam to please lead us in the Yortzeit Kaddish on page 226. You have to unmute yourself, please. You're still muted.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabbah. V'yamra divrach hirute v'yamlich machute. B'chayechon v'yamechon v'chaye decho beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman karev v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach li'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramah v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'richu. La'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael b'imru, amen.
Amen. We turn to page 40 and we're going to read responsively. Miriam, please lead us in this extraordinary psalm.
A psalm on the days of awe, a psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my help. Whom shall I fear?
The Lord
The Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall I dread?
When evildoers draw near to slander me, when foes threaten, they stumble and fall.
Though armies be arrayed against me, I will have no fear.
Though wars threaten, I remain steadfast in my faith.
One thing I ask of the Lord, for this I yearn, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold his beauty in his sanctuary.
He will hide me in his shrine, safe from peril. He will shelter me beyond the reach of disaster.
He will raise my head high above enemies. I will bring him up, bring shouts of joy, singing, grants of the Lord.
O Lord, hear my voice when I call. Be gracious to me and answer.
It is you that I seek, says my heart. It is your presence that I seek, O God.
Hide not from me, reject not your servant.
You have always been my help. Do not abandon me. Forsake me not, God of reverence.
Though my father and my mother leave me, the Lord will care for me.
Teach
me your way, O Lord. Guide me on the right path to confound oppressors.
Abandon me not to the will of my foes.
False witnesses have risen
against me, people who breathe out lies.
Mine is the faith that I shall surely see the Lord's goodness in the land of the living.
Hope in
the Lord and be strong. Take courage. Hope in the Lord.
Miriam, can you do the Hebrew?
I can read, I can't sing it.
Reading is fine.
Lule hemanti lirot betuv Adonai be'eretz chayim kaveh el Adonai chazak v'ya'ametz libecha v'kaveh el Adonai.
Beautiful, that's beautiful. We conclude with the Kaddish, Mourner's Kaddish, page 52. Again. Yitgadal.
You want me to do it again?
Yes.
Oh. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei rabbah.
Name.
Whoops, I'm not on the right page.
Yes, you are.
Wait a second.
2 or 226. Anywhere you can find it. Mourner's Kaddish.
Sorry. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei rabbah. V'yama divrach hirute v'yamlich machute. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chaye decho beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman karev v'yimru amen. V'hei shmei rabbah mevarach li'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekedusha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiram b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Miriam. And the message to us is basically think it. If it's possible, you can get there. And that we are here despite the unspeakable and the impossible. Is a testament that it is possible. Please, God, watch over us, bring us peace, bring us strength, bring us healing. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, and spare a thought for Jerry Hoffman and his family at this time. He's a millionaire and a beautiful presence who's certainly helped everyone in the Minyan and had a chance to experience the sweetness. Wish you a good Vach, Shavua Tov. If you're driving, drive carefully. If you're at home, watch where you're walking, because I don't tell you what's out there. Jeffrey, I know you're walking inside the house.